7 o'clock. The young soldier was lying on the bed, his arms thrown over his eyes, his bootless feet dangling over one end. The tall soldier was sitting near the fire which he had managed to light, his head nodding as he tried to fend off sleep. The old one, who had entered ahead of Jonathan, had taken his place at the table and had already started to work on his pipe, trying to light it. The pipe was like a toy in his large hands. Jonathan, the boy at his side, stood by the door and looked in. He could feel the press of his rising anger. The soldier's callousness gave more and more strength to his conviction that they had been party to the killing. But even as he believed it, he didn't want to believe it. He wanted yearningly to give them a chance to prove him wrong. "They need to be buried," he said out loud. None of the soldiers paid any attention. The old soldier puffed a cloud of smoke. Jonathan went to where the young soldier lay. "They need to be buried," he repeated. "I can't do it alone." When the young soldier gave no response, Jonathan put out a hand and tentatively shook the man's arm. The Hessian swatted at him and rolled over so that his back was to Jonathan. Hurt by the rebuff, Jonathan turned around. The tall soldier was now stretched out full length, asleep. Only the old soldier was awake. For a long while, Jonathan stood there trying to calm his thoughts, which pulled him first one way, then another. "Did you do it?" he suddenly blurted out. The old soldier puffed his pipe. Behind the smoke, the expression on his face seemed lost, vague, absent. Seething, Jonathan turned abruptly and grabbed the shovel that was by the door. He held it up so the soldier would see it. "I'm going to bury them," he said. For a moment, the old soldier's eyes looked up, but then became indifferent again. Jonathan took the boy's hand and returned to where the bodies lay. The boy watched intently, but whether he understood what was about to happen, Jonathan couldn't tell. Jonathan began to dig alongside the couple as if he were trying to burst the ground open. The thickly knotted roots and the dull shovel blade conspired against him. Enraged, he chopped into the earth. Then, desperately trying to control himself, he recollected how he had worked his father's fields. Pressing his foot against the top of the shovel, he flung his full weight down onto it, forcing the blade into the earth. He dug more and more furiously as the ground began to give way. And the little boy watched.